I've always been someone who knows like exactly what I want, and I'm a very stubborn girl, so I'll be very determined about where I'll be and where I want to go. So I guess it's funny to me now, looking back, because I'm so far from anywhere I ever thought I would be. But I grew up in upstate New York. I always thought I would do music, except for a year in middle school when I wanted to be an astronaut. I think I wanted to be the first woman on the moon. Well, I started playing when I was 8 years old. Actually, a character in a book that I read played violin, so I decided, well, I'm going to play violin too. From a really young age, I was good at it. It was easy for me, but pretty quickly I realized it was something that I really loved and wanted to pursue. In a sense, I was doing everything right. I was winning the competitions, I was winning the spots in orchestras, I was making a name for myself. I was really successful, and it was killing me. It was like eating me from the inside out. I couldn't do it anymore. It was just daily me with my need to prove Sarah Kennedy is worth something. Sarah Kennedy can do this. And so I remember this one day, it was a Tuesday, it was in May, and I was still in high school, and I was practicing in my bedroom. I was just like, no, like, this is not right anymore. I think some people have the ability, to have the humility and the grace to do music for their life, and it's worship to God, it's praise to Him, and I didn't have that humility, I didn't have the grace to do that. So that day I just decided, no, this is not the right direction to go, and it was one of the hardest decisions in my life. I've never regretted it, but it was just hard because music is so close to me, and it's something that I love. I know my family was disappointed. A lot of people were disappointed, so it's just, I mean, I was disappointed too, in a sense. So instead of going to a liberal arts college, Wheaton College, out in Illinois, with no idea what I wanted to do. And then I remember this one day, I was sitting in the library, the college library, reading an article about prisons and prison reform over the last 30 or 40 years and the course that our country's prisons have taken. And it's just a day like any other day, but I remember thinking, this could be a place for me. This is a place where I could serve. So I started off mostly working with young men in prison, so doing a lot of academic tutoring, some group therapy stuff, so guys ages 16 to 18, and that was at my home in New York. And then I loved that, so I started a group at my college where students could go and tutor young men in the facility near us in Chicago, and loved that. I really loved it. I didn't know where, like, physically I should go after I graduated. I kind of always imagined myself going back to my hometown where I grew up, where my parents are. And but my sister was living here in Baltimore, teaching in the Baltimore City schools, and she said, Sarah, like, why don't you come live with me? So I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I came here, and it was hard at first. It was very hard, just living somewhere where I didn't know anybody, and I didn't have friends, and I didn't have connections, and didn't have someone to call up. I didn't know anybody. So I did get involved here. I came to this church. Just being a part of this church has been a huge gift for me. It's been a home in a lot of ways, and a family when I didn't really have a family here, except for my sister. People have cared for me in so many ways. Like when I came here, I was really financially struggling. I mean, I still am, but so many people care for me in ways that I never would have even known to ask for. A lot of people have helped me find some jobs just to make everything okay. Finding friends here has been a really big gift. To have people that I know don't give up on me when I screw stuff up, and people who I really care for, and I'm willing to forgive, and I'm willing to not give up on them when they screw up because they don't give up on me when I screw up. And just having those friendships, there's nothing like it. Back last fall, I got a job running a mentoring program for children of incarcerated parents, and that has been just a joy and an honor and a blessing. I really love it. I love the kids. Sometimes it's hard because it'll break your heart. These kids have so much up against them, but they're amazing kids. I just feel honored every day to get to work with them. I guess looking back, a lot of the choices seemed so random at the time, like leaving a profession that I was so sure was for me. Working in prisons, I mean, people take one look at me and they're like, you work in a prison? Like, it does, you know, in Baltimore, like I didn't know where Baltimore was. I didn't know anything about Baltimore. I didn't have anything here. And it's funny to me looking back because I never thought I would belong here, but I do. I belong in so many ways. I love Baltimore. It's my city. Baltimore has my heart. I guess looking back at a lot of the decisions and the choices and the things that have happened to me, even the hardest things or the things that didn't make sense at the time or the things that seemed random at the time, they weren't random. That was God's faithfulness to me. So that is one of my favorite hymns, Great is Thy Faithfulness. Great is Thy faithfulness, great is Thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All that I needed, Thy hand has provided. Great is Thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.